Join in and follow along as they continue their quest of saving rusty relics, giving the past a future while serving God and building rods. Here at Turnin Ruts, brought to you in part by Maxed Trailers.
As we started loading up these old cars onto the trailer, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of hope left into them. This front car here, it still has the motor and transmission in it. Supposedly it was running some time back. So we thought it'd be kind of cool to dig into it, see if we can't maybe get it to run and drive itself off the trailer. Guess if you want to see if you can find a latch or something in there. Yep, I got it. Oh, we got a treasure here. Yeah, this is one of those that looks like there should be no reason why it should run.
Well, that may be something living in there.
So hopefully it'll run, or something will run out of it. Once we can get this hood off of it and grab a vacuum cleaner or something and a water hose and start
Hammer.
digging out. That's nasty.
I don't know if I'm more worried about a snake or a spider.
Some kind of bone there.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what was eating something that big.
Oh, I see a hole, like a bin.
Yeah.
This Will It Run episode may be referring to us.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy though. Most of the time these ones that look so bad will actually crank up and run.
Well, the thing is, you ain't got nothing to lose on it. If it don't, it's still what it was. Got it?
Yep. Probably grab that shop vac and just kind of start sucking away some of that stuff and see what's underneath some of this top layer. There's two holes though, like dens, it looks like.
One's a pretty good size and the other one's not so big, but either way, if it comes running out and I ain't ready, I'm running.
Packed in too tight, we'll have to dig it out. Starting to see a motor.
It's Texas.
Man, this animal was busy.
Need that or not.
The glory stuff of turning rust that most people don't get to see.
Mm-hmm. Bad. Some of it I don't think is, I don't know. Some of them are hoses.
There's something off in that thing. See a coil. This starter. I have to take the water hose.
Yeah. I know around that starter we will. It's around that starter it's probably going to take it because it'll take in around it.
You want to hook a battery on it and see if we can see if
At least it'll turn over.
it's going to even turn over. See the cables are up front here, so we can go grab a battery and hook a hot battery to it and see if I can jump across the solenoid and make sure it's not locked up.
Yeah.
We haven't got this engine compartment fully cleaned out yet. We've really just put a small dent into it, but we can see a little bit more of the motor now. The starter's visible. So what we're going to do is just run a wire to the battery off the starter. We'll jump the starter solenoid across. We just kind of want to see if this motor's going to turn over or not, or maybe if it's locked up. If it's locked up, we'll pull the plug, see if maybe it'll turn over a little easier with the plugs out of it. But right now, we just want to kind of see what we got on that point before we dig into this thing any further. Might be able to just ground it to the motor.
That sparks.
Are we out of gear? Do you know?
It should be. When it loaded up, it was. I don't know that it.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Inside's just like the engine compartment. Yeah, I think we're in neutral. I'm just going to try to jump it across right here at the starter first. Let's work.
Not sure my hand's not in the way
Don't
there.
scare me. I don't know which one yet. Oh.
Something happened. Something's spinning, but I don't.
Yeah, I think
The belt maybe.
the crank's turning, but something's in between the belt there. So it is turning over. Let's dig all this stuff out a little bit more. So there may be a big old something or another that's hung in between a pulley or something.
Big spider or snake. Oh, possum.
So we are at least turning over a little bit on this thing. The first try I did the best, and then it kind of stopped. So we're hoping maybe something got in here and lodged in place somewhere. Worst case scenario though, we'll put a wrench down here on the crank and just work it back and forth. But it's a good sign that it did turn at least just a little bit. Did you ever find the dipstick?
Yeah, it's right here.
Did you check it?
No, I didn't check it. It had a bunch of junk around it and I didn't want it to fall in the hose.
Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing. It's got a little good dark Texas oil.
Black gold. Texas tea.
Let's go ahead and try it again.
Just a second, I'm on the spot there. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I see the crank turning. It's just the belt's not.
You want to cut the belt? It may be like the water
It
pump
could
or
be.
something's froze up on it.
Razor blade.
Pretty sure the water pump's froze up on it.
Get it from there. I can't get it from this side. I can pull it out from this side, but I can't cut it.
Snake. Try it again.
Just so. Okay.
Needed to turn back. Or do you want to pull the plugs on it so it ain't got as near as much compression?
We could, yeah.
Probably like a 5/8.
Okay.
Ratchets there.
It's not gonna split. Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay.
also have to figure out the firing order if it gets to turning over.
I think we're gonna have to anyways.
Yeah. I have to hurry up. We're going to take it to the drag strip tonight. Maybe it'll want to turn over a little better. Ready? Yep. Put something down in them cylinders to lube it up a little bit. Well, it finally broke free and it's turning over pretty good after we pulled the plugs out of it. We're going to put a little oil, a little lubricant down in these cylinders just so it's not running dry until it can pump the oil around in that motor. But it's good now that it's not froze up. We'll obviously have to figure out the firing order on this thing. The rats or something have ate up all these wires on it. Make sure that the points are getting a little spark. Figure out this carburetor. Hopefully there's not too many acorns and trash in it. And maybe we can get this thing to bust off. Need some more WD-40.
That's all we got.
Try to see if we can get some fire to the points.
Yeah.
So one wire should run off the points to that. Get some pliers and we'll run this wire to the negative and the other one. Just run a jumper wire to the battery on the other one. The points are pretty corroded up here, so I'll have to take some sandpaper or something and clean them up right there in that area where they touch to make them spark and ignite. At least they didn't chew the
right at the coil and the points.
some of the important stuff. Do we have any of those little clips where I could just clip it rather than... So this wire just needs to be clipped on like that. We got a clamp. And we just need a hot wire to run from that to the battery here. Is that one long enough?
I don't know if it is or not.
No, not really.
Where do you want it? Just...
Yeah, just so I can clip it on here.
Okay.
Here.
Does it matter if it's real long?
Not really.
It's already got an end clipped on it, so...
You can cut it shorter so that I gotta feed that for. That's an ugly clamp.
Alligator clamp.
So I'll try to just turn it over. I bet I have to clean the points a little more. We'll try it though. Open it. So we have to adjust them a little bit.
Let me get you a better screwdriver.
Yeah, I just need something to hold it and then I'll tighten it back. Getting a little sport now. I guess we need to find some wires, figure out the firing order, and if you want to pull that off, I'll find some wires we can maybe use for now. So we need a coil wire and 4 spark plug wires, huh?
Yep.
I'll go ahead and clean these plugs too. On the carburetor?
Yeah, but I can't.
Stuck.
Yep. I mean,
Oh,
that works, but I can't get the
throttle.
throttle to maneuver. Just need that out of the way. But there it goes. First blood. Found some plug wires.
I don't know if they're gonna be long enough. I'm gonna see if it'll turn over with the plugs in it now. I wonder if it sucks something down in there. As bad as we were so close, we were getting fire and everything. Yeah. I mean, it was a matter of putting the plugs back in and spark plug wires. Pouring some gas in it. But it won't turn over with the spark plugs out. It definitely ain't gonna turn over with them.
Oh, the man, we can crank it.
I just wonder if it's because we're grounded to
The body instead of the
Yeah.
motor.
which that's where that ground was, but. It's about to get dark in the next 30 minutes. It was crazy, it was turning over just fine. Put the plugs in and try it while you.
Yeah.
See it moving.
Nope, there it went.
Let's put some oil in this thing.
Make sure it's still turning. Yeah, it's still turning.
Maybe it broke loose.
Yeah.
Put some oil in the top here.
I've got this oil here, Lance, but I don't know if it's any. It's that 4-cycle. Anything's better than nothing, but I mean, if it cranks up and runs, we can change the oil. But
I thought it was that oil that you.
oh no. Let me go put all of it in there. Or
I will.
you would?
Yeah. Then lock up again. man, nothing's working.
Starter's hot or something.
After a few hours of tinkering with this thing yesterday, we started running out of daylight. Didn't seem like we were making a whole lot of headway. We got the motor turning over a little bit, but then it would just seem like it wanted to lock back up again. Not sure what's going on there. We just decided we were going to walk away from it. Not quite as long as the previous owner did, but we pulled the plugs back out, put a little fluid in the cylinders, let it set overnight. So now we're just going to try to work it back and forth with the breakover bar. Hopefully we can get it past that hard point and get it where it's turning over good. I'm going to go ahead and try it. Still tight?
Yeah, it's going. What's going?
I think maybe if we pull that valve cover off, make sure there's not a valve that's hung or something that's not...
We can see if there's something that's...
Gotta be some reason why it's still that tough on turning over. Don't look too hard to pull that off and just make sure that everything's working in there.
Right.
It may be dry, there may not be any oil up there too, so
True.
looks like about a 10. I'll go grab a 10 real quick. If I can find a 10.
Look for a 9. Yeah. I got lucky I didn't have one on the back.
Oil up there.
Yeah.
Guess you want to try to turn it over again. I'll make sure all these valves and lifters are moving right. They don't look too bad. See, nothing moving yet.
I see the timing chain moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually cleaner up in here than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I've seen all the cylinders move, or for every cylinder except this one. Getting any easier?
Yeah, it's not as hard as when I hit that hard spot. I mean, normally it's just a dead stop, but it is going on past it, I guess. Keep everything stuck together here. I see that one moving. Yep.
Think it'd be worth trying to hook the battery up to it?
I think so.
Doesn't look like it's hanging up as much as it was.
I think it'll be worth a try.
I'll go grab a battery real quick. It's straight off the charger, so it should be plenty of hot for it. Reach.
Yeah. That's it. Anyway.
Definitely getting a hole up there.
Yeah. Good compression.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all spinning too, bringing that oil up.
Yeah.
Just don't think it was turning over quick enough to get that oil up there like it needed to. But there was definitely something that was keeping it to want to get tied every so often. That sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
Well,
Valve cover back on it, or we want to try to crank it with it off? Make a mess if it does.
Yeah. I think it's turning over decent enough. If you want to throw it back on there, I'll throw the plugs back in it. I gotta be careful, my wife's gonna see how my clothes get so dirty. She thinks I work hard, I just use my shirt for a rag.
Just gotta learn how to work where it looks like you're working, but you're not.
It may take a little while for that old oil in the cylinders we put in there to kind of burn out though. If it's, I guess I'll go ahead and probably pull this distributor cap back off and make sure we are still getting fire at the points. Get those?
Yeah, snarled down. Didn't great, but didn't know if we'd have to have it back off again.
Check.
Yep.
Still firing.
Yep.
Should be good enough to make it try to do something. Clean that button best I could. Give it a go, or I guess I need spark plug wires hooked up. And that back on.
I mean, distributor cap.
pliers ain't in the greatest of shape. What I could find.
Ready?
I guess so. On my wire. Ready? Well, wasn't expecting that. I guess give it a little bit more.
Guess there's something belching right in my face.
Oh, there's that oil.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say I didn't expect if that was, or didn't know if that was going to happen or not.
Not that quick. I figured.
Try it again. Let's try with a little bit more. Maybe if you can poke a hole or something in there, or you can squirt it in.
Ready? Get something.
When we put all that oil in the cylinders overnight, just to let it set, what it would do is just kind of break away any rust or any grime in there, kind of give it a little lubrication, because this thing's been setting for just years. It seemed to help, it seemed to work, but now we've got all the smoke coming out of it because that spark plug's burning that oil off, and it's liable to smoke pretty good until we can get all that oil out of the cylinders burn out. But we're just going to keep adding a little fuel to it, hopefully hook up our little gas tank, and maybe this thing will run and idle and move off the trailer like we planned. Alrighty. Ready?
Yeah.
Gas wouldn't keep up, or you think it just quit?
I think the gas wouldn't keep it up. It hadn't been off in a while, but it's just barely on.
A razor blade?
Yeah, it's gonna take something like that, or some pliers or something. Or at least you go get something while I get it off. It's off.
Set it right. Yeah, it's not really going to be higher, is it?
I can hold it here once I...
May have to hit that where that float would be too. Ready?
Yeah.
Ain't much gas in there at all, is it? We're trying to get this thing to run, and as long as we're pouring a little gas into the top of the carburetor, it'll run off that gas and then die. What we needed to do is to fill the bowl up on the carburetor and actually pump it through the thing. So what we're going to try to do is just tear the top end of the carburetor off where we can get to the float. It's probably stuck on there, won't allow the fuel to fill it up. So hopefully we can get to it from the top of this, get it cleaned up, and that'll allow that fuel to go in there where we could run it off our gas tank here. Was that choke what was holding it the last time, you think?
Yeah, I believe so. There's plants and stuff down in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Leaves.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Doing a good job of stirring it up. Get you a straw and so you can soften that out of there.
Wesley!
And just get the shop vac, suck it out, or rag.
I can get a rag. I had one over here a while ago. I guess I lost it.
Maybe we'll squeeze that back into the gas can. Do we even have any carb cleaner?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I wonder why no fuel was pumping through there. Run that air hose out here and try to blow through it. I didn't blow through that little pump there. Try it. Okay. Like it did a little better.
Yeah.
Sucking too much air somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find that vacuum. Well,
Maybe right there. Get one of those. Carburetor's not tightened all the way up on here either.
all right. Well, that's the longest it's ran since we messed with this thing. You got to have the choke fully closed for it to stay running though. So it's probably getting too much air somewhere. It probably has a vacuum hose that's rotted away or something, so it's sucking air there. So we got to restrict the air at the choke. So we're just trying to look around to see. Dad found a bolt over there where the carburetor at the base of it is loose, so it could be sucking a little bit of air there.
There's a couple hoses here. I mean,
Found a couple different hoses over there that different spots it could be sucking air as well. Just an old water hose that's not even.
yeah.
Probably just pull it off, honestly, and get it out of the way. First air-cooled Opel. Try it again.
I think so.
Damn it. I always expect a flame to come
Yeah.
with that noise.
I don't know. That shouldn't be hurting nothing though.
I think we're probably just gonna have to jimmy that choke just right, and I think we can get her to move off the trailer for us.
That one there may be a sucking too.
Let's do that. Let's see if we can get some air in these tires. We obviously don't need to run it too long anyways without
Right.
that radiator. And if it comes down to it, we can always throw it back on there. We don't have a water pump, but we can at least fill it block up with some water. That'll
Yeah.
help it a little bit. So. See if we can get some air in these old tires that don't look like they should ever hold air, and the motor that look like it should never run. So tagging it?
Yeah. Didn't want to at first, but now it is. It ain't gonna hold it long though.
This one's not gonna hold air. Say that back one's for sure not gonna hold anything. That's good. Let's try this one just for the fun of it.
Just because it will. Excuse me.
How does that happen? That's definitely good. So most of these tires ended up holding a little bit of air. We've got one on the back passenger side that's leaked down just a little bit on us. But it's going to be more than able to be able to get it off the trailer. We've moved it away from the shop. There's no brakes on this car right now, I know that. But we're hoping that we can unstrap this thing, crank it up, and unload it under its own power. Well, we probably shouldn't have tried it in this old thing, but she's actually running and driving under her old power. This car's been sitting for around 30-something years, I believe, and I have to say we had nothing to lose on this old thing. I never expected it to run. I mean, it had just piles of animal stuff just all on top of it. We dug all that out, found the motor, got it running, got it moving. Maybe somebody will see a little potential on this thing and I can pass it on to them.